What's happening, guys? My name is Clint Richards. My friends, they call me AZ. Welcome to AZ Meets the World. This is my memoir, Volume 7. This is also the 40th video on my channel, and I'm pretty excited about that. So, number one, if you guys have been following me, which I've got like almost 200 subscribers at this point in time, which, I mean, it's not a lot, but I mean, really, it's to me, that's enough. You know what I mean? I'm really grateful for those of you who have been following me. It's been like a month and a half, almost 2 months since I posted my last video, and I'm sorry for that, you know. And I didn't mean to like start something and not finish it. So here I am. This has been laying heavily on my mind, and I picked up a job that I'm working graveyard shifts. So I'm a night owl. So at the nighttime, that's when my production level is high. So now I'm working graveyard. So in the daytime, it's just hard for me to do this stuff, man. But here I am, and I love you guys, and thank you for paying attention to what I'm doing. So in the last video that I posted, I talked about last chance intervention and all the accomplishments that I had in that. Now, that was like a 3 to 4 year project. That was a big deal in my life. And the one thing that I never anticipated when I was doing that was the possibility of me engaging into a relapse with drugs. And you know, I had mentioned that I got some dental work done, and I started doing heroin again. And now there is no excuse of why I started to get high other than I fell short in my own personal accountability, and I started to engage in things that would, you know, relieve me from the pain inside of myself. And I fell short of the man that I want to be, and I started to do dope again, and I started to get high. And you know what had happened was super tragic to me. And so for the first 10 years of my daughter's life and about the first 7 years of my son's life, I was the primary parent. I was there. I was their number one, and I was always there for well over 50% of the time. I was there for them. And I started to get high, and my kids were safe there with their mothers, who are super solid, and they are the ideal mother that you want for your children. My baby's moms are so great, and I knew that, and my life started to crumble, and blah, 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 blah. I started to get high, and man, like what happened was, maybe this is part of the reason why I haven't been posting these videos, because this chapter of my life, it super sucks. And anyways, man, I was 35 years old, and I started to get high, and I left home, and I became a homeless man, and I was intravenously using a lot of methamphetamines, and I was out on the streets, and I didn't have anything, and I was just stuck. And I traveled between Phoenix and LA and Salt Lake City and Spokane, Washington, all the way over to West Virginia, down to Topeka, Kansas, and I was homeless in all of those places. In Phoenix, I was there 3 times. In LA, I was there twice. And I ended up being in Topeka, Kansas for 1 whole year, living on the streets. And I lost my identity, and I became the ideal, the image, the fucking stereotype, the everything, the scum of the earth. And I was just lost. I was just lost, and I was doing dope, and I wanted to get my life back so bad, but I started picking up these warrants, and I created this monumental mess. I had these stupid ass warrants all over the place. I had 2 trespassing warrants in Arizona. I had 1 trespassing in California. I had a DUI in Washington. I had 2 possession charges in Kansas. And I just had all this stuff that was catching up to me, and I didn't have no ID. I didn't have no money. I didn't have no job. I didn't have no phone. I didn't have nothing. And so I made a choice, and the choice that I made was to go rob a bank. Okay, and I didn't have no weapon. I didn't go in armed. I walked into a U.S. bank, and I didn't have no note. I didn't have no pen and paper. I went into the bank, and I said, "Hey, can I have some money?" And I wasn't a dick about it. It wasn't a strong arm robbery. It was me just like this. And I said, "Hey," I said, "can I have some money?" And she said, "You want some money?" I said, "Yeah," and she handed me $2,500, and I remember that day so vividly, and it was raining outside, and I had been up for a couple of weeks because, like I said, I was intravenously doing methamphetamines, and then I walk out in the rain, and I didn't have nothing. I had a shitty-ass backpack, and I had a grocery bag with a couple of beers in it, and so she hands me $2,500, and I walk outside, and there's a city bus. Boom, bus stop. I hit the bus. I jump on the bus. Well, about 4 miles down the road, the police pull the bus over. I mean, the most gangster bank robbery there could possibly be. Police pull the bus over. The city bus. I'm on the city bus. Cops walk on the bus with their AKs. This ain't a story. This is my reality. They walk on the bus with the AKs. They look at me. Two of them tase me. They tase the shit out of me. I don't even say a word. They start tasing me. I'm blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And they pull me and drag me off the bus. I still got the taser line stuck in me because it was the taser guns. And they pull me out there in the rain and they're still tasing me. And, anyways, man, I went to federal prison for that. And that was on the 3rd of October of 2019 is the day that I got incarcerated. And, I had, like I had mentioned, I had these other warrants in Topeka, Kansas. And I ended up, I got 30 months for that bank robbery. And I got 30 months because I didn't have a weapon, because I didn't have a note, because I just walked in humbly and asked for the money and it wasn't an aggressive act. And I did 30 months in the federal prison system, and it was one of the worst times of my life. And, for me, it's like looking back on that's been really hard for me to process, because it's like, what kind of a man does that shit? What kind of a man walks away from his family? What kind of a man goes out and chooses to live on the streets and intravenously does drugs and commits petty crimes and separates himself further and further away from everything that he loves? And it's just this perpetual cycle. And what it is, that's addiction. That is addiction in the raw. And these aren't things that I wanted. These aren't things that I invited. These are a byproduct of the raw, true, genuine addiction. And that's my life. And that's not what I wanted. And man, I wish I could go back. I wish I could change all that. I wish I could go back, make better choices, and never have that be my reality. But I can't do that. And that's just who I am. And I apologize. I'm sweating my ass off right now, but it's the middle of summertime. I'm making this video. I'm in my garage right now. I don't have the fan on, because if the fan's on, it's going to mess up my sound. My hair is sweating, but what I assure you guys today is that I'm not on drugs anymore, And people look at me. They see these tattoos. Now, this is also a byproduct of 2 prison terms. This is a byproduct of where I've been. This is the byproduct of a man who's given up on his life. A man who said, who gives a fuck what I look like? Because at this point right now, I have 18 felony convictions. 18 felony convictions. Who cares what I look like? Because once you run my background, once you look at my record, I look like trash. But I'm not trash. I'm a kind-hearted man. I'm somebody who actually wants to make this world a better place. But my actions don't match my dreams. My actions don't match my words. My actions create my paper trail. My paper trail looks like garbage. My image looks like garbage to those who are ignorant, who judge you based on your appearance rather than your heart. That's who I am. So you know what? I'm not gonna try to convince you guys of anything. What this is my memoir. This is my reality. This is actually who I am in my raw. And I love you guys. And this is one of the hardest things. This is volume 7 of my memoir. This is one of the hardest truths that I've ever told. This is one of the hardest realities I've ever had to face. And I appreciate you guys who've been following me. And there's more. The next chapter to this, which the next chapter I'm going to make right now, because it's been a long time since I created my content. So I'm going to go change my shirt, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump in. I'm going to upload this. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to tell you guys the next step, because there's more to that. I want to tell you guys what happened when I was in prison. I want to tell you guys what happened in here and what happened in my heart. I want to tell you guys what's next. So thank you all for messing with me. Thank you guys for watching me and listening to what I have to say. My name is Clint Richards, and I have people that I met in the United States prison system, the BOP, that they call me AZ. But I'm not AZ. Who I am, I'm Clinton Adam Richards. And that's who I am. And I'm an American. And I'm a man. And I'm coming to you guys humbly. And I love you. So thank you all for watching me. God bless.